my nipples get hard at different speeds?
Different speeds?
So I thought it was supposed to be flick and then 6 seconds.
Oh
And
my
then
god.
poof, poof. On one.
Oh, but it's not
I think it's
channel
only
tuning,
one.
you're not tuning
Yeah,
it.
it's
Just
like-
elaborate more on this.
This agony aunt reckons it's totally normal. Tactile, okay. See, sex, just a lot of sex. Tactile
Well, so they're
touching.
asking this
causes-
question. They're asking this question, and have they just been wondering this their whole life? And the way they decide to actually finally broach the
Come
topic is
out
just to
with the
some
question.
stranger. They don't feel
So
comfortable.
Anyway.
Didn't feel just being in conversations. So what are you guys doing here? Your nipples get hard at different speeds, huh?
Well, you've got to remember.
Is it too much of a taboo to just sort of be like, I can't ask you and I can't talk to you about my nipples?
You're talking to a person who comes from a family where innuendo, set and double entendres is renowned, but understanding the truth behind sex,
Okay.
it was all, ooh,
Oh yeah.
It was all very hushed, wasn't
yeah,
it?
yeah, nobody
Talk
had
about
sex.
it.
There's a whole bunch of people being born, but nobody had sex.
Yeah.
Nobody had sex.
I think it's becoming less of a taboo now, though.
Encouraged a little bit by the media that's coming
Yeah.
out right now about it, that
True.
show
Yeah.
on Netflix,
True. Yeah.
Sex Education.
Sex education.
And even before that, just being aware of and able to have a conversation about it.
Get this, so a person goes on this dating show, and I think it's called Naked Attraction, that's it.
Oh,
And it
Yeah.
shows
Yeah.
different sections of the person. So one person stands in the middle, and she has all of these cubicles, and then they show from the bottom bit, and then the torso, and then the face is revealed last.
Whoa.
I'm just thinking it's so shallow.
Yeah.
And they all just literally judge each other on their naked bodies, and then at the very end, then they have to get naked,
Well,
and then you're just both standing there having so it's all revealed literally the first time you see each other, and then they go off and have their day.
I think it's great because it cuts to what people,
Yeah.
really want to find out about,
I
at least
guess
in the
so.
early stages of a relationship.
Or a little shallow, literally just judging a book by its cover, but I guess in a way it does encourage people to be more open and more
Yeah,
comfortable.
you're right,
So
you're
it's
right.
got
Well, it's not like they're going to see most of that in the first 5 seconds that they meet
Yeah.
you anyway. They're going
No.
to see your eyes, your ass, your tits. For a guy, okay, I'm saying my generalisation for boys is what? Tits and ass, tits, ass, legs. I'm an eyes
Elbow
and
person.
I
Just
just
look at
really
elbow,
love
I'm
those
like,
elbows.
oh.
Damn, show me
Can't
those
look at that.
elbows again.
Yeah, my elbows are up here.
My auntie Sally was best at sex education.
Was
Just
she?
suppose she couldn't hear anything unless she mentioned sex. Her idea was sex is, sex is like going to buy a car. You have
Yeah.
to test drive them.
Oh my god.
I was educated in the 60s and the 70s.
Right.
Yeah. It was a case of you didn't talk about sex.
Mm.
It was a big scandal if suddenly it just was.
Okay, so
Yeah.
but for our growing up in the 90s in Ontario, and for you growing up in the 90s, I presume, would you say that was any different? Did you
Yeah.
Oh god, I think I got most of my sex education from Sex and the City. My sister and I, when we were younger, she'd be watching Sex and the City, and my dad would be like, should they be watching that? My mum was like, oh, it's better sex education for us.
So we don't have to talk to them about it.
Well,
There you
yeah,
go.
that's the
Just
other
let them
thing.
watch Sex and the City.
Nice.
There you go, it's learned.
Yeah.
But I remember watching that.
But it's not. That's the
I
point.
remember.
I love that show, but I don't know if I
I love that show.
Yeah, I don't know
Oh
if
my
I
God.
trust
That was one of my favourites as well.
Oh, I love it.
Mm.
And still it taught me nothing.
I still love Sex.
It still sort of gave me the idea, well, yeah, that's nice, we all go and have sex, but it doesn't teach you anything. You don't really understand all the consequences that go with that messy stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I think-
Sex and relationships are messy.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
They're not just messy.
Yeah, I guess it just was definitely a concern for me about the whole Ontario changing its policy towards sex education itself, because there's such a history of it being just so just repressed. I think growing up for us, there was a little bit of still some scare tactics in school, and they would just sort of be like, here, sit down, because we had health class. You didn't have health class.
No.
So health class was just primarily it was the sex stuff, but it was also just here's what happens if you do drugs, and they would show you a documentary about some person scratching through their skin because they're so hooked up on meth.
They didn't show us about the stuff on the marijuana when nobody's scratching.
Right. Well, so yeah, they probably would and just sort of be like, "That's what happens when you do weed."
Yeah, that's
when
right.
you do a
When you
weed,
do the weed.
don't do the weed, kids. That's the thing, is that they were sort of doing that to sort of be like, that's what happens, and it wasn't that cartoonish or that exaggerated, but they were just like, so what did we all feel about what we saw? I was like, I'm traumatized, you know. I'm never gonna. I remember talking about female friends in high school, and they'd be like, they basically just make sure that you know that you're gonna get a disease and you're gonna get pregnant, and that's what like our
And
sex
then best you
education was.
abstain because all these religious people have been telling you to abstain are actually not abstaining, but don't do it anyway.
But there was still like put the condom on the pickle. We had a
On the
pickle.
pickle.
Did you?
We had a banana.
Okay.
I don't know what's worse, a pickle or a banana.
Yeah. Pickles
It's
were so
slippery.
gross. They were just like I've never looked at a pickle.
We'll
and just-
save again.
Oh, what am I saying? It wasn't a pickle. Pickle would be hilarious if they did it with a pickle
Cucumber.
because they're preparing you for what
Oh,
you're
yeah.
going to be dealing with, at
that
some point.
cucumber?
Yeah, cucumbers is what they made us use.
Yeah, a pickle.
Yeah.
And not an
Pickle.
English
Like who would you
cucumber.
put? Like no teacher would go
That's
take
why-
this pickle, put a condom on it. It's just like what?
That's what I was wondering.
Sorry.
When I said pickle.
Yeah, oh my
I was
God.
like, okay.
I mean, but a pickle is like well, a cucumber is like the idealized version of a pickle, though, isn't it? It's just like
That's the
big
idealized
and
version of
strong
about
and-
6 inches.
Yeah. Those pickles get like soft and floppy and just like
It's soft and
exactly.
fluffy.
That's all I'm saying is that like this is what you're actually going to be dealing with, and just like everyone's like a woman like putting a condom on a cucumber is going to be like, oh my god, what is this? Is it going to be
That's
this
like
big?
putting
I don't know where I'm gonna. I don't know where I'm gonna put that. And then it's a pickle, and it's just sort of like, oh, this will be fine, and that's more accurate. That's
I'm in a pickle.
Yeah, a little pick. It should be like a French fry or something like that. It's like,
pickle.
And yet, they're still trying to, and now the Ontario government is saying they're still going to get the parents to try and put their input in. Families are different. You can't have two different families teaching two different things. Parents know nothing. Their parents taught them nothing. Their parents taught them nothing. We have learned nothing from having taboos and not having decent sex education.
yeah.
It's not all that bad.
I just.
You just have to be careful and don't get any life insurance or get married.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's so sad. Like when they close, I think it's pretty sad. Anyway, this is a pretty taboo topic right here. In New Brunswick, I think a few years ago, they closed like one of the only abortion clinics in the entire province.
That's ridiculous. What do they want to do? Kill people?
That's the thing is that they're just like these people are going to try and they're going to get an abortion somehow, and it's going to be much less safe. And
Yeah, well, that's the whole
they're going to do it
point.
like in a back alleyway or something.
That's
like
the
that.
whole point. I mean, they were
Or-
doing it in coat hangers in South Africa in the 1970s
Yeah.
because
Oh
it was
my
illegal.
God.
It's just like to discourage
It was
as a means
actually-
of discouragement. Like, what are you trying to do? Are you discouraging people from having sex by doing that?
They seem to think, a lot of them seem to think that women just go along to abortion clinics every single time they have sex to have an abortion. And they don't. Abortion is one of the most difficult decisions a woman can make.
Yes,
Ever.
that's true. Yeah.
And when she does it, she's 9 times out of 10 doing it because the shithead that got her pregnant fucked off in the first place.
Yeah.
I rest my case. Our men need as much sex education as our women do. And it shouldn't be done separately. Men and women need to face up. Women need to face up to the fact that they shouldn't be taken advantage of. And men need to face up to the fact that we are not all porn stars. We do not want to be porn stars. And we just want normal relationships. You are not going to get this from porn on the internet or anywhere else. And you can't teach that.
That's the thing is that, like, I mean, it's become, I think, as you said, Lana, I think it's just a very different dialogue that's being had now.
Yeah.
Where are people going to learn about whatever it is? If they're like kids growing up, I mean, maybe they pick up a Cosmo and they sort of go like, oh, there's all the answers I need.
Well,
It's a Bible.